Hey guys, it's Kia. Welcome back to my channel. I am so excited because I'm releasing a product, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I bring it all to life, how I take my product shots, how I create a mood board and inspiration, how I edit my photos, and just the process of doing like content creation, doing all that kind of crazy stuff. So it's gonna be fun. And I'm gonna be using the AMD Ryzen powered HP Envy X360 to show you guys how I bring it all together. Well, I had the idea for a while, you know, I'm a creative, so I'm always thinking like, you know, how can I create something? You know, I promote everybody else's product, but like what really speaks to Kia? So it just really took me a while to think about like something that I would want to sell. Like I sell my clothes, you know, my closet, I do mystery boxes, but I really wanted to actually create something new. Like what would I create new? You know, I always DIY'd stuff and sold it, like reconstructed things and sold it, like made, you know, something that was already created, just made it something new. But I wanted to start from scratch with an original idea and like really make that come to life and have something that really represents Kia. So it took me a while to really think about like what that product would be, and I kind of just let, you know, the universe and just God guide me. So I got the idea, I would say like maybe a couple years ago, like the lingering idea, but then I just started designing it during the pandemic. You know, COVID made everything kind of slow down, and you know, you were forced to start thinking about the future, forced to start thinking about like other avenues of revenue. Like it really, you know, showed the power of the pivot, is what everybody always says. So, you know, I started thinking about other ways to still do what I do, still create. And so I started designing it a year ago, and it's finally, after all the trials and tribulations, child, yes, it's finally ready to go. You know, me and my perfectionist self, perfectionism and procrastination go hand in hand, okay? Your need for perfection is nothing but procrastination, trying to show its ugly head, okay? So be mindful of that. Without further ado, the product is the signature hair pick. Get into it. And yeah, like I always, like this is something so essential to like doing my hair. Like it's a part of the process. Now, I didn't really want to do anything that was like, you know, a hair product, something to put in your hair, because you need a chemist and pH and all the other kind of stuff. That's science, and I don't know nothing about that, right? So baby steps. But what I do know, I know design, I know art, I know things like that, things that speak to me, like things that I can create like with my mind, you know, with my hands. This is actually from a photo of myself. I'll insert it on the screen. But yeah, I just, you know, took that outline of that photo. We attached it to the pics. Obviously, I threw on, you know, bamboo earrings. Your girl always got the bamboo earrings, and then just my logo that says TheNotoriousKIA. But yeah, as far as like the color, it was just like, I think it's something that's universal, that looks great with, you know, all skin tones, and it kind of like has like, you know, represents a lot of different like tones and textures in there. I also like that this was like one solid stone, so it wasn't like a pattern or anything. So like each pick will be different. It will be some variation of that stone. And I didn't want to go with plastic, so I went with cellulose acetate, which is a biodegradable alternative to plastic. So that was important to me, because you guys know, you know, I'm always trying to live a more sustainable life. So I didn't want to create something that would, you know, further add to our climate problem, but at the same time, you know, I'm still creating something. So it's only so much you can do. But once again, I always talk about, you know, they put it on the individuals to make change when it should be on these big businesses, okay? So push them. So for this process, I'm gonna be using the AMD Ryzen powered HP Envy X360, and this is gonna help me bring everything to life. So the thing about me, I be having like 25,000 tabs open at one time, and this has great multitasking abilities because of its processor. It's super, super fast. I can go from one program to the next. We go from Photoshop, then we go to Canva, then we go to Pinterest, then we start downloading stuff, right? And then we got, you know, I got Adobe Premiere over here. I'm editing a video. Like I have so many different tabs open at one time. Like it's ridiculous, but that's just the way my brain works. I need to go from here, I need to go from there. And I'm glad that this, you know, it's just it's just awesome to have a tool that's able to keep up with the way my mind works. So it's really, really important for you to organize your ideas. Like that is probably the most essential part when it comes to content creation, photography, anything like that. When you want to create something, like organize your ideas. What are you trying to do? First things first, create a mood board. Just to get your thoughts out and just to see visually, put visuals to the ideas that you have. I think that's really important as well. So then you can kind of get an idea of like what you want to convey, because maybe you don't know. For me, the pic represents, we're in this Black girl luxury zone, right? But we never really talk about luxury when it comes to our hair. Like we spend hundreds of dollars on our hair. How is that not luxury? Especially natural hair. Regardless of hair, like whether you're going from a protective style, whether you got color, whatever it is, you got wigs, you got weaves, whatever it is, you are spending an exuberant amount of money on your hair. It's an investment, right? So why don't we talk about the investment of the tools, of the product? Like we see the elevation of the product sometimes, but what about the tools? Like I want tools that speak to that luxury, to that elevation, to that self-care. So that's kind of something I wanted to speak to. Like it's just elevated. So as far as supplies, like once you got your mood board, kind of like the vibe you want for your shoot. Like I would first like try to source things in your house. Like if you have plants make great additions to like your product shots or photography in general. Anything with texture, like if you got wood, if you got fur, like anything like that, you can go in your closet, get your silk, get your satin shirts. Things of that nature. I'm thinking luxury, so those are like where my eyes went. It went to the silks and the furs and the feathers, like. But at the same time, I want to still be minimal and not do too much. So I'm just gonna take a variety of just so many different shots. So after you audit your place to see what materials you have to kind of make your photos come to life, then it's time to do a little shopping. So first up, I went to the fabric store because I was just so excited to be back in New York City. I just had to be in the city. I went to Mood. I'm gonna just browse the aisles a little bit, but once again, still keeping in mind, because I made my mood board, had it on my phone, constantly checking it, that I was looking for, more elevated fabrics. So I got some silk type of fabrics, 2 of those, and like some soft satin fabrics as well. Then I went down the street to like a beach store, like bead and trimming store, and I got like a little bit of like what is the fur trim? It's not fur, it's I can't think of the name. Oh, boa, a few of the boa as well. And then from Mood, I then went to Michael's. Of course, I had to go see what Michael's had, and I just got some construction paper, like some textured paper, some with like some glitter and some with just like stone-ish, because like I want to give elevated, I want to give like, oh, this can be in a spa kind of thing, like Ibiza-ish a little bit mixed into that, because that gives luxury, So I got that from Michael's, and then I went to Home Depot just to get like some clear wire, just in case I need to like hold anything up. And then I also got some samples of some flooring, so maybe I can play around with that as well. But yeah, I'm done talking. Let's get started. Finally done shooting. I spent like the last 3 days like really just taking my time and just trying to figure out like my voice and what I wanted to convey, just playing around with different things, playing around with lighting, different textures, different movements with the pic. Yeah, and it was fun, and it really reignited my love for content creation, for just creating photography in general, and just the reason why I made this a career to begin with. Finally done shooting. Now it's time to edit. It's so crazy. I've been working since noon, and I haven't had to charge this. It's been without a charger, and we still have a little less than half battery still. So as far as editing is concerned, I don't do too much editing. I just kind of like sharpen a little bit. So I'm gonna take this photo. I really like this photo. So here are a few of the photos taken. I really wanted to like create like a mood, like where would I normally use this, what other kind of like items would be around the pic. Like, so I have my jewelry, my fragrances, and just like playing around with different textures. And then I also did some shots with my niece when I went home. So much fun. Because like honestly, this isn't for me. This is for her. This is for her generation, so they can, you know, feel empowered about their hair and not have the same issues that I had growing up. So I'm just so thankful the progress that we've been through. And she just loves to do hair. She loves to do her hair. She loves to do her baby's hair. She loves to do your hair. She loves to do my hair. Always talking about, let me do your hair, let me do your edges. So one thing I was really playing around with was like the shadows and stuff. I'm gonna add a little personality in there, a little me, of course. As much as I say this isn't for me, the reason why you guys are gonna buy it is because of me. So insert a little bit of me in there, not too much, you know. I just wanted it to be really real, like just like something I would wear, doing very much. You can see yourself using it and just keeping it just super real. So now that I have the photos, I'm able to upload them to my website, create a whole product page. I'm able to think about the social media rollout, what I want this to look like on my Instagram, like think about YouTube videos, think about TikToks, Reels, etc., etc. I'm also able to create like promotional material. I can do a newsletter or even like the thank you card that's gonna go into the package. I'm able to create that all by, you know, from taking my own product shots. So this is a whole DIY process. So for me, I definitely want to make note that it is cellulose acetate. It's not plastic. It's a biodegradable alternative to plastic, which is a plus. We're about that sustainable life. Also want to make note to the materials. You know, because of the material, every pic is going to look different. There's going to be some variation to the color. And I like that. Like, it's unique just like you. And so everybody's going to get a different pic. And I love that. That really just speaks to my ideals and something I'm always speaking about, individualism and all that kind of stuff. So I love that everybody will get a different, unique pic that's just for you. You know, I also want to make note that it is ornate. You can just use this as, you know, an art piece, but it's also functional as well. You know, when you're a content creator, you're an art director, creative director, stylist, prop stylist, copywriter, editor, videographer, you're all these things, and these are skills that people spend years developing, and you're developing the skill for yourself. And so to be able to take those same skills and use them in different areas, I think that's a plus. And I think that's, you know, when I talk about growing as a creator and stepping outside of what I've already been doing, is doing more of that, like with less of me in front of the camera, more behind the scenes, and helping, you know, bring other creators' visions to life. I think that is super dope. This whole process just really allowed me to be with myself and to focus and to really have a clear vision without anybody else's you know, influence. Special thanks to the AMD Ryzen powered HP Envy X360 for helping me throughout this whole content creation process. It was super fast and reliable and just made the whole process just a lot more seamless. You can shop the signature pick now, and I'll see you guys in my next video. So until next time, peace and dopeness.